Hello, hello. Welcome to Tea with the Druid, number 247. I'm Philip Cargom, and Tea with the Druid is brought to you by the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. It's lovely to have you here. Do come into the circle, and welcome whether you're watching this live now or whether you happen to be watching a recording. So, as you come into the circle, do say where you're from. I can see clicking on the hooray. Dallas, North Germany, Findhorn in Scotland, Wigtown in Scotland, Finland, snowy Finland, wet California, Pender Island, Switzerland, France, Western Canada, Snowdonia, yes, the French-Swiss border, Lincolnshire, Michigan, Sussex, Leiden in the Netherlands, all these wonderful places. Australia, Portugal, Chile, Missouri, Bournemouth, Stafford, lovely Lincoln, yes, Clacton in Essex, Northumberland, Seattle. Great to see everybody arriving. I always imagine us, arriving, and some of us have got wet coats, and we're putting them down, and cloaks, putting them to one side, pulling up a log or a stone, and gathering around the fire to get warm, and just slowly adapting to the light in the circle and to taking on board the fact that we're in this group together, all seated around. Paul in Karlsruhe and Wicklow and Norway and Jane in Scotland. Fantastic. Lovely to see you. So let's take a few moments just to settle, just to arrive. And then see if a word comes to you to convey how you're feeling, how you are, where you're at. Could be a color, could be anything, an image, a feeling, a thought. Lots of mentions of weather here, windy and struggling, peaceful, settled, gratitude, grateful for even more rain headed towards Southern California and the easing of the severe drought. Yes. Monday frazzles, open, fruitfulness, struggling into now. Gosh, I know that feeling. Sort of calm and grey, like the soft grey sky. That's nice. Tense, feeling like the 9 of Wands. Feeling kind of blue in New Jersey. Anticipation. Relaxed on the sofa, feeling like a cat resting. That's a nice feeling. My granddaughter was 1 today. I'm feeling happy. That's great. Peaceful and a wee tired. Vitalized by the sun. Yes, there were lovely patches of sun today for us here in Sussex, realizing I must be Guion before I can shine like Taliesin. Wanting to join this gathering. In bed eating chocolate. Hurrah! Great, joyful, feeling grateful. Feeling love and full of energy, one with all that is. Great. Well, that's lovely to hear how you're feeling. And if you haven't typed it in, please do. What I love is that some people who watch the recording type it in as well. So do that just to join in. It's great. Florbella is feeling red. Pamela is feeling joyful. Cozy inside with wild wind, I suppose, and massive waves outside. Wow. Feeling the demands of the family. Yes. Okay. So I do exactly this exercise myself. I just sit down before we come together and just tune in and kind of open up and open to how I'm feeling and what I feel we need today as a group. Or it's not even that, because that, I guess, would be presumptuous of me to think that, but just being open to being in the now with everyone, with all the feelings and thoughts that are present, and the kind of solidarity and community and connection that we, I think, all feel when we come together in this way. There's a way in which whenever people come up with anything in words, really, ideas in words. The nature of truth seems to me to be paradoxical, so that whatever you say, the opposite can also be true in certain contexts. And the other day, it came to me a little phrase. There was a catchphrase for those of you who are around in the 60s and 70s or have read around that period. Timothy Leary used to, his sort of mantra was turn on, tune in, and drop out. And so generations of people turned on using psychedelics or various other substances, tuned in to the sort of wavelength that they engendered, I suppose. And then the urge was to drop out of the kind of game, the consensus reality that were being run by the straights, as they were called, the people who hadn't seen the light, people who hadn't got the perspective that Timothy Leary and his mates had achieved. And so Pagan Jester is saying, born in 86, so no, I wasn't around. Or was I? Well, maybe you were in some other form. But you know, the other day, this phrase came to me, which is turn off, tune out, drop in. I think it's equally valid, and that's my mantra at the moment. Turn off the questing mind, the frazzled mind. Turn off the kind of noise and tune out of the noise. I think, you know, as a generation, far more so than in the 60s and 70s, we have been subjected to more noise. And by noise, I mean in terms of information and distraction and data and stress. To turn off, tune out, tune that stuff out, and then drop inside. So that's what I'm working with. I'm turning off, I'm tuning out, and I'm dropping in. And of course, you know, in another way, I'm turning on, tuning in, and dropping out of, you know. So one would take all this stuff with a pinch of salt. But unplug and plug in, says Wolf Spirit. Yes, exactly. That's absolutely it. And one of the ways I understand spirituality and understand this thing we're doing, Tea with a Druid, understand meditation and so on, is that they're all encouragements and aids to help us do exactly this, to switch to a different channel and to drop in somewhere deeper. And the particular offering, I think, that Druidry has, and other nature spiritualities too, is drawing upon the inspiration of nature, the energies of nature, the power of nature, the natural world, which includes ourselves, because we are part of nature, not separate, and allowing us to be resourced, to use that awful word, to be healed, to be helped by the natural world. And so I thought I'd like to offer you a meditation now in which we do that. Liz, have long felt that doing the OBOD training was like tuning myself. That's lovely. Yes, sort of kind of tuning. That's a nice, there's so many interesting comments. Yeah, that's, I believe modern society brings with it too much busyness and noise. And this is why there's a depression, anxiety. Tuning into the nature is the best thing we can do. And this is the challenge. Julia is saying, I turn off, tune in, and drop off. That's nice. I like that. We can expand this concept. Yes, turn off, tune in, and drop off. Yes. So should we do a bit of turning off or turning on, depending on how you want to understand it. And let's do some tuning out and tuning in, and then we can drop in deeper. So the invitation is, if you want to do this meditation, is you might like to just get settled and just become aware of yourself seated in front of your screen. Sometimes it feels good sometimes just to sort of look around the room, just to look around, to sort of place oneself in the physical reality of the here and now, taking that on board, and then performing this one magic act, which is so powerful if you're up for it. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. And that magic act is turning off the sensory input, the millions of bits of data that pour in through our eyes. So you turn off by closing your eyes, and gosh, suddenly much less information coming into the brain. So this is beginning the process of dropping in. And you'll probably still sense the room around you and the screen in front of you to the degree that feels comfortable for you. Imagine that the walls are just gently melting away, and the floor beneath you and the ceiling above you too. And that instead, you're finding yourself in a clearing in the forest. And the trick with these things is not to strain, but just to sort of allow a sense. And it might be just a feeling, just a bit of imagination, just playing at this, or you might get a really strong impression of being in a forest. The earth is perhaps just nicely sort of damp beneath you, so you can smell the forest earth. And it's a clearing with others too, like minds, those of us who've gathered for this circle, sitting around at a respectful distance, all around, and there's this little fire in the middle, bringing some warmth and the smell of wood smoke. And the trees around us. And a sense of the life in the forest. This whole place is alive, and the earth is alive too. Now you feel the earth. And the invitation here, if you're up for it, is to just allow yourself to become a stone. So for a little while, we're going to become a stone circle. So you might like to just focus your inner eyes, let go of your inner gaze too, of imagining a circle, just to become aware of your being. And perhaps asking the spirits of the earth to show you the gifts of stone, how it feels to be a stone. And just start to sense that sense of weight and heaviness. You might like to feel that the way you as a stone are rooted in the earth. Perhaps you as a stone go down into the earth a foot or so that you can feel that you're supported by the earth. You feel the energy of the earth just being absorbed in your base. And how good it feels to let your weight just drop into the earth and be held and supported by the earth. And then move your awareness to just the point where you emerge out of the earth. How different it feels to you as you emerge out of the earth in your awareness, the part of you as a rock that is actually exposed to the air, and you can feel the air now. Perhaps some moisture too. Perhaps there's some light, very light rain. Just opening to the sense of calm and peace. Of strength and solidity. Maybe there's some moss growing on your stone. Even some insects, perhaps, walking across your surface. Let's try imagining the sun coming out. And just feel yourself receiving the sun as this rock. And now sense the other stones in the circle. Maybe there's some part of the consciousness of a stone in a stone circle that feels connected to the other stones. Without thinking about it, let's just see if we can open to the sense of connection between the stones in the circle. And now come back to an awareness of yourself as a stone. And then just gently start to allow the awareness of being a stone to fade as you become aware of being seated in the circle with your fellow companions around you seated in the circle. And then move your palms out to touch the earth. May this earth be blessed. May all the creatures who live within the earth be blessed. May all the creatures who walk upon the earth be blessed. And now imagine moving your hands up so that your palms face upward, pointing out towards the trees. May all these trees be blessed. May the forest be blessed. May all the creatures who live in this forest, who live in all the forests of the earth, be blessed. May the birds and creatures who live in these trees and who nest in these trees be blessed. And then your hands drift out to either side, and you take the hand of somebody to your left and right. So you sense the energy of the group seated around a fire here in this forest clearing. May we all find peace. May we all find clarity of mind and purity of heart. A blessing on our lives, a blessing on the land. Gently we let go of the hands to either side of us and bring our hands to our hearts. So that our focus now is on our hearts, warm within us. And as we do this, we become aware of our bodies, physical bodies. And you take in a deep breath, hold for a moment, and breathe out fully and deeply. And as you do this, your awareness of the sacred grove begins to fade as you become aware of being seated here in front of your screen, here and now. And you stretch your fingers and toes, and when you feel ready, you open your eyes. I'm just going to pop some of these comments. Thank you for these comments. Thank you so much. Let me finish by giving a shout out to the Stone Club. It's something that I was introduced to. It's I'll just read you the description of the Stone Club. Recreating prehistory since 2021, founded by artists Lally Macbeth and Matthew Shaw, Stone Club was set up as a place for stone enthusiasts to congregate, to muse, and most importantly, to stomp to stones. Stone clubs believe the journey is as important as the destination and encourages people to pause and think about place in new ways, connecting ancient sites through community and conversation. Isn't that interesting? Connecting ancient sites through community and conversation. Just that is a really fascinating idea. Stone Club aims to bring new perspectives to prehistory in a collaborative and inclusive way. And don't forget the rules of Stone Club. First rule is tell everyone about Stone Club. Second rule, Stone Club is for everyone. Third rule, Stone Club is pack a mac and pack a snack. And the fourth rule is rules for breaking. So if you just Google Stone Club, you'll get it. And they have, for instance, film of the month, which is online there, and a book club and some publications and events and so on. So Caroline is saying she found herself in the Rollright Stone Circle. Somebody knows Stone Club. Nimi knows Stone Club. That's great. So blessings to everybody. I look forward to seeing you again next week when the spring equinox will be almost upon us. So let's devote next week to the spring equinox, Alban Isla, the light of the earth in the Druid tradition. Meanwhile, I'm going to make some tea and come back and read all your comments, which are coming in, which look really lovely. Okay, many, many blessings and lots of love. Okay, bye.